I think the new record is just sort of kind of talks about like it sings about what happened in the last like 5 years, like personally in my life, and kind of the things that you see around you and how the world affects you, and how different just kind of photographs of different political things or whatever, and with characters. So it's kind of like a concept album, but it's we kind of just try to take it to the next level, Well, the story, I mean, there's two characters in it, and one is Gloria, who I think is the main character, and then there's another, Gloria is this person that's like, that's trying to be more self-empowered and hold on to her beliefs and a sense of like punk rock or urgency, and to stay informed, and then Christian is more like the self-destructive person who sort of wants to burn the whole city down or something, and then so everything is sort of it's all like personal things that have happened to me, whether life and love and all that stuff, and then I putting characters to it, it kind of gives the story flesh and blood, and and it's just sort of how these two the different things that have happened in the world, is just how these two people reflect that.
Mm-hmm. So
it's a long answer. So there's a lot to it.
No, I can edit it. No problem.
Yeah. These songs are like, we sort of write songs for sort of a depression era, like maybe they did Tin Pan Alley and during the Depression.
There's definitely snapshots of the landscape of what's going on in America right now in the world. I mean, we got a lot of issues going on. There's a different crisis every week. 1 minute it's a financial thing, next minute it's a Hurricane Katrina, and next minute it's the swine flu. So, there's always stuff going on, and we're kind of just dealing with the aftermath of 8 years of really bad stuff.
Yeah, I think that we're still a punk band. I mean, that's where, I think that, punk rock is a lot more creative than it gets credited for. A lot of people think of it's very narrow-minded and 3 chords, the truth, and that's it. I mean, there's, growing up, there was bands like Fugazi, who, there was No Means No, there was Operation Ivy, a lot of different groups that like, they had all different kinds of styles, and they meshed different styles all the time, and it just goes, nowadays it seems it goes off in so many different directions that, people only look at it for what maybe is played on the radio or something like that, It was it was great. It was kind of like
kind of hard, kind of, but great.
And also hard.
Well, a little. You come home and you look at a blank piece of paper and you're like, wow, we gotta figure out what we want to do. And there's, I think the hardest thing was patience. Taking time and writing this record the way we wanted it. And because we get pretty antsy. We want to just go, and I think it worked out.
I think the most important thing about political songwriting is that it shouldn't come across as too preachy, or just in my point of view. This is the way I like to write, because I'm not a politician. I'm just, it's kind of, it's sort of seeing the world for what it is, not telling me, like saying like the way that I think it should be, or telling people how to live or anything like that. And I think it needs to come from the same place, that's inspired from the same sources, like writing a love song or something like that, Well, I think the first thing he did was really good. I think he sort of did the Barack Obama World Rock Tour, and like going around and talking to people. And I think it kind of, I think the image of America has improved quite a bit since Barack Obama's come into office, especially considering who the last person was,
Yeah, it took a long time to make this mess, and it's going to take probably even longer to fix it. But I think we're off to a good start, with an intelligent man in office.
My kids are generally unimpressed with Daddy's music, so I think they rebel by listening to pop.
Okay. Yeah. What about you, Billy?
Oh, I mean, I don't care I don't care what band that I'm in or what I do. My son still thinks that I'm a total nerd. So it's you know, I don't know. I mean, he's actually turned me on to a few things that, you know, are pretty good bands like the Kooks and Vampire Weekend and stuff like that. So he's got pretty good taste.
You know, my daughter actually, I asked my daughter the other day, I said, how can you have Green Day and all these pop bands on your iPod? And she goes, well, and she goes, I like to dance to this stuff, Dad. You know, because she likes to boogie with her girlfriend, so good for her. I said, shake it.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Cheers.
Cool, man.